latest episode of Bringing Back to Smile. Nearly forgot it there. Latest episode of Bringing Back to Smile here in Lyra Media, and delighted to bring you this episode. My name's Dave Sheahan, in case you didn't know. My name, I'm going to say my name again. God, what a start. Anyway, I'm Dave Sheahan, I'm a high performance consultant. I'm here to educate and motivate, and I do hope inspire you to live your best life. And I believe in doing everything I can every single day to help you to become the best you that you can be, because every single day we have an opportunity to evolve into the best versions of ourselves. And there's so much involved in that in terms of how you work your mind, create a positive mental attitude, how you treat your body in terms of not just how it looks aesthetically, but again, how well you're taking care of it in terms of how it functions internally and how it is externally, and what your abilities are from a physical point of view. Also, in terms of how your health is. How do you prioritize your health? Do you prioritize your health? Because again, if you don't prioritize your health, how can you expect to be the best you that you can be? You can't, because your health will determine how well your brain works, how well your body works, how strong your mind is in the face of adversity, because again, that's life. We're going to face adversity regularly throughout our lives. That's just how life is, basically. So it's really, really important that the message of Bringing Back to Smile, one of the key messages is to stress to you the importance of prioritizing your mind, body, health area of your life, to prioritize your health and well-being, to realize that you need to take personal responsibility for all areas of your life. Of course, the name of it, Bring Back to Smile, it's about making you feel better within yourself, making you smile more, making you feel better again within yourself, making you feel more grateful, making you feel happier. When we're happier, we smile more, we laugh more, we feel better, we feel more uplifted, we feel more impenetrable, we feel like we can achieve as much as we want in life. We see no boundaries. Whereas when we're not feeling good within ourselves, it's the complete opposite. We only see failure, we only see what we're not doing, we only see what isn't possible. We go around with like a cloud over us. We're not good to be around. We're not good to be around even ourselves and to mind other people. We feel down a lot. It's a struggle to do even basic things every day. So it's very important for us to work on ourselves all the time. And even just you listening to this particular show is a huge step in the right direction, because we need to consume as much positive material as we possibly can. Positive mind feed. I stress it all the time. Your mind is the control tower. So we need to feed our mind what it needs, just like we need to feed our body what it needs. If you don't feed your body what it needs in terms of good nutrition, lots of antioxidants, keep it very hydrated, give it good quality sources of fat, proteins, and carbohydrates, your body won't function the way it should. It won't look how it should. It won't feel how it should. It won't have the energy that it potentially can have, and all the different systems within your body won't function to the optimal level that they have the ability to function to. So it's really important that you concentrate on what you put into your body, but also very important that you concentrate on what you put into your mind. So this is why it's important to consume the right information. Watching this show, watching other shows in Lyra Media, proper podcasts, proper audiobooks, uplifting music, consume stuff that will help you. And this is the power that you have. And I stress this on every show, I stress in everything I do, that it's up to you to take personal responsibility for where you are. We are where we are because of what we have done and what we've thought and what we've manifested and what decisions we've made and so on. Our past is our past, and what happened as a result of a sequence of decisions and thoughts and actions, or thoughts, decisions, and actions, it should be. Just like your current present, where you are right this moment, is a result of, again, your thoughts, your decisions, and your actions over a period of time, just like the future will be determined by thoughts, decisions, and actions over the next period of time. And like what even happens in the next 10 minutes or in an hour's time, again, will be down to, again, decisions and thoughts and actions that you've taken. So we need to take personal responsibility, because in every situation we have in life, it is a choice. We have a choice. We have a choice in what we do and how we react. Now, there's plenty of things that are outside our control. So when things are outside our control, sometimes we think that there's no hope, there's nothing we could do. There's always something you can do, because you always have a reaction. And your reaction will determine everything. So it's very important that you focus on positive reactions to situations. Okay, that's something that's really, really important. So that's what I hope to do here with Bringing Back to Smile. To give you, to feed your mind what it needs to make you think better, to make you have a better positive mental attitude, to make you feel better within yourself. Just give you that little bit of a spark that can just get you going. Because for all of us, we'll have days where we just don't feel like doing anything. We don't have that oomph. We truly feel like, what's the point? Can't be bothered. It's hard to even get out of bed. Life can be traumatic, life can be very challenging at times, but we have to keep going. You have to keep going, because what's the alternative? That's what you always have to ask yourself. What is the alternative? And the alternative should never be an option. You have to keep moving forward. It doesn't matter how slowly you move forward. It doesn't matter what steps you take to move forward, no matter how tiny the steps may be. The main thing is that you're moving forward. Because once you're moving forward, you're improving your life. Once you're moving forward, you're getting closer to your goals and your dreams. And once you're moving forward, you're going to be moving closer to, generating more happiness in your life. And it's just important as well to be clear on what happiness means to you. We're all very different in what happiness means to us. We all have our own perception of it. And I'm very big, and you've heard me on previous episodes, stressing that we need to break free of societal conditioning. There's so much societal conditioning around happiness and success and fulfillment and what we should do and what we should be, how we should look, how we should dress, what's acceptable in society, blah, 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 blah. You do you. You need to focus on you and what means something to you, what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled, what you think success means. Success to some people can be building billion-dollar companies and having thousands of employees all over the world. Another person's success can be to raise two wonderful children who become wonderful adults who are great additions to society. We all have different perceptions, and it's our own perception is all that matters, not any judgment from anybody else. So, you need to as well learn to ignore judgment. One of the most important things for you to do in terms of feeling better within yourself and bringing back your smile and making you feel good and confidence and self-esteem is to get to the point where you truly do not give a shit what other people think of you. You don't care about their opinions. You truly don't. You may respect their opinions and value their opinions to some degree. You may even listen to some of them, but you have to not let them affect you in terms of, as I said, do not give a shit about them, because most people's opinions do not matter. Most people's opinions are insignificant, especially if they are not or have not previously walked the path that you're looking to walk, okay? It's people who've walked the path, people who are good examples to you of what you want. They're the people you want to listen to, not anybody else. There's loads of people out there who are happy to give opinions and give suggestions and give advice on things that they've never done themselves. Now, it's like an electrician. Would you get an electrician to fix a wiring problem in your house that has never ever studied electricity or electrician work, or has never done a course, has never even done any electrical work before? Would you trust him to just wing it and see how he gets on with maybe a YouTube video? No, you wouldn't. So do the same with your life. Have the same respect for your life in all aspects, and your goals and dreams. And this is what's so important. Your life can be everything you want it to be. This is a brilliant thing about life. This is a wonderful opportunity you have. This is why you should be grateful every single morning you wake up and your heart is still beating blood, your lungs are still processing oxygen, your eyes are still working, your limbs are still moving. You're alive. You can go again. You can go again and again create the life that you want, because every single day is a precious opportunity to create the life that you desire. And you truly are the creator and the designer. And you're also the bricklayer, because you're the one who makes it happen through action. If you don't take action, nothing's going to change. You have to take action if you want life to change. But every single day you have the precious opportunity. Every single one of us has. It's like people you regard as famous and successful and, top class athletes and so on. Anyone who's achieved a high level, they're the same as you and I. They're just people. The difference is that they had a dream and a goal, and they would not rest until they met it a reality, and they overcame every single obstacle that there was. And the same goes for every dream and goal. If you want to achieve something, if you truly want to achieve it, you can, but you have to put the work in. If you don't put the work in, it's not going to happen. If you don't believe it's going to happen, it's not going to happen. If you don't, work in your mind and create a thought process that's conducive for it to happen, if you don't visualize, you don't see yourself, experiencing that success, it's not going to happen. If you don't feed your mind the right information, it's not going to happen. Like, you have to do all these different things. This is why your lifestyle is so important. It's really important to lead a lifestyle where you feed your mind what it needs just as much as you feed your body what it needs. It's really, really important. You can be whoever you want to be. You can have whatever you want to have. You can experience whatever you want to experience in life. All these things are there for you. But are you ready to go out there and get them? Are you ready to go out there and take them? Because you can, but it's not going to be easy. Nothing worth achieving in life has ever been easy. Everything takes work. Everything needs to be earned. So it depends, are you willing to earn it? Because too many people are out there literally just wishing for things to happen and waiting for things to happen. It's like the lotto mentality, I call it. Like, it's waiting to get rich as opposed to going out there and doing something to earn the money yourself, instead of waiting for some basic near zero chance to what you see change your life forever, when usually it does the total opposite. So, just make sure you get very clear in the fact that you're in control and you can do what you want in life, and you You just have to go out there and make it happen. On this particular episode of Bring Back the Smile, I'm going to go through this week's morning motivation messages that I put up across social media. So every single day, Monday to Friday, I put up a morning motivation message that I hope will give you a bit of a spark, and whoever sees it, a spark to get their day going, get some momentum going, to maybe lift them out of a bit of darkness that maybe might be in, or a bit of procrastination or a bit of laziness. It could be any of these things. Wherever you're at, sometimes we need motivation. I need motivation myself. There's times I'm writing the morning motivation message, and it's literally for me too. I'm speaking to myself as much as speaking to you. So, I hope to help you. And what we're going to do on this episode of Bring Back the Smiles, I'm going to go through them, speak through them, and explain them in a bit more depth. Okay. If you have any questions or comments or feedback or anything you'd like to add to any of the messages I go through today, please let us know. Contact me directly across any social media or my website, or contact Lyra Media, again, on either social medias or website, and let us know. We want your feedback. Here at Lyra Media, we're committed to giving you the best service, bringing you the best programs, making the most positive impact. So, we need to hear from you. What is it you think, or what do you think of our shows? And also, what is it you want to see from us? What kind of topics, what kind of guests, what kind of questions? We create what you need. So you need to let us know. So communicate with us. And we want an engaged global community. So, that can only happen if you let us know your feedback, questions, and comments. These things are really important. And of course, sharing our shows out there will help massively as well, because we can only, reach so many people. So I'm going to start going through the week's morning motivation messages. I'll read through it first, and then I'll explain it to you. So the very first one is, doing your best is all you can ever expect and demand of yourself. Doing your best is all you can ever expect and demand of yourself. So we live in a world where there's huge demands on everybody. There's huge stress everywhere. There's a keeping up with the Joneses mentality. We go back as well to what I said earlier about giving a shit about what other people think about you. Too many people, or a vast majority of people, care what everyone else thinks about them, cares about what everyone else thinks about they're doing, their opinions, their job, their house, their family, their behaviors, their habits, their everything. They're not living authentically to themselves. You need to always live authentically to you. Be the best you that you can be. That's all you can expect of yourself. That's all you should expect of yourself. But are you being the best you that you can be? I often say to clients that at the end of each day, you should look yourself in the mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and ask yourself the question, is that the best that I could have done today? Could I have done any more? And be very honest with yourself. Now, many days there'll be stuff you could have done more. There always can be more, but have you genuinely given it your best in a particular day? Because there's always so much you can give in a day. And depending on what you face, what challenges and so on, to be very honest with yourself. So your best is all you can ever expect to give of yourself. Like I say here, giving your best is all that you can ever expect and demand of yourself. That's important as well, demand. So we need to break free of societal conditioning. I said that earlier about societal conditioning. It is a lot to answer for. It's a big reason why there's so many issues in the world. It's a big reason why so many people feel that they're failures in life. It's a big reason why there's so many addictions in life, without a doubt, because people feel that they're hopeless and they need some escapism, and then they end up becoming addicted. Society creates this image of what life should be like, what happiness should be like, what success looks like, what fulfillment looks like. Keeping up with the Joneses, I said, people always comparing themselves to other people. People comparing their next door neighbor's car and house and things that they do. Why are we comparing to other people? The only thing that matters is, what do we want? What do you want? What do you want out of life? If you want to live in a little cabin in the woods, go do it. If you want to live in a boathouse, go do it. If you want to live in a tent and move around all the time, just do it. If you want to live in a 20-bed mansion, just do it. Do you. It doesn't matter what house you have, what car you have, what way you get around, what type of work you do. All that matters is that you do you. And we need to break free of societal conditioning. And we need to also break free in terms of, what we think is acceptable, but also break free of the demands. So again, do your best. There's always so much you can do. And there's always, you're on a certain point in your journey. So where society says you have to get to a certain point in life, maybe you might at some stage in life, but it's maybe not the point right now. This is why it's important to break free of these things. We need to become very authentic to ourselves. We need to become very true to ourselves, because for too many people, they're not. Be true to yourself. You're the most important person in your life. I can't stress that enough to you. You are the most important person in your life. So it's very important that you make sure that you have a mindset that every single day you wake up and you are committed and determined to give the best you can give on that particular day. Now, that might look different in different days. Maybe days you genuinely find it hard to get out of bed. And on that particular day, literally just getting out of bed and making a bit of breakfast or lunch, do one email or something, that might be a hugely successful day. Because it's the days you really don't feel like it that are actually the most successful. They're the most important ones, the most impactful, because it's very easy to do things when you feel like them. So it's important for you to recognize that, your best will be different on different days. This is why you have to be careful what you demand of yourself. And like I said, you have to be careful. What you're demanding of yourself isn't what society is demanding of yourself. It's actually what you're demanding of yourself. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If you need any clarification on it, make sure you contact me. But some days that'll be the case. Another day, you may take incredible steps towards your goals, massive leaps, and you may turn even some goals and dreams into reality. That's how it might be, but that's that particular day. So what you want is on every single given day, you genuinely give it your best. You're completely honest with yourself as to whether you have or not. You learn the lessons from the day that, you could learn from it. And you demand only of yourself what's realistic on that particular day. Based on what's going on in your life, based on your mood, based on your energy, based on your sleep, based on so many different things. Because all these things have an impact too. If you have poor sleep and poor nutrition and poor hydration and you've got stress and trauma in your life, then it's going to have a huge impact on what you can do that day. Now, I don't want you to be latching to them as excuses and to blame them. Never do that. Blame and excuses don't wash. They're not something to latch to. There are some days you genuinely just find it very hard to have any kind of oomph to keep going. And I know myself, because I've had plenty of days like that myself. So I know what it's like to have a day where you just really don't feel like you don't feel up to it. You don't feel like doing anything. But any little wins will be a success. Every little win. Okay. So again, doing your best is all you can ever expect and demand of yourself. Okay. Hope that makes sense to you. Next one. Exercise regularly for your mental health, not your body shape. So we live in a world where exercise is predominantly seen as something you do when you want to get in better shape. Why do you want to get in better shape? Maybe you've got to a point where you're disgusting your body, like you truly are. You hate the way clothes are. You don't want to wear the clothes you are. You hate looking in the mirror, or if you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror. You hate seeing yourself in photos. You won't even go in photos anymore. You just feel disgusted in yourself and how you feel and how your body looks and feels in the shower, everywhere. Because it's your body. It's with you all the time. So we become very conscious and connected to our body, so naturally. So that's what most people focus on. Or they've got a wedding coming up, or they've got some event or social occasion coming up. They've got a holiday. Maybe it's a birthday, a particular marker of a birthday. Christmas as well tends to do it for people, summer holidays. So there's usually a reason that people exercise, when the reason should be that it's part of your lifestyle. Exercise should just be a part of your life. It should just be a part of your life. It should be the same as brushing your teeth. I always compare exercise as well as many other things to brushing your teeth. You don't consciously make a decision, here, I'm going to go brush my teeth, and then have a battle. Don't bother today. You don't need to brush your teeth. I'll leave it till tomorrow, or leave it till next week. And then you have this battle over and back, and you give in, you don't bother doing it. Does that ever happen? I very much doubt it. We just do it automatically. We don't even do it consciously. We're not deciding to. It's just part of our routine. We get up, and at some time in the morning, typically, we all brush our teeth, and even before bed, we typically all brush our teeth, and maybe some of us during the day do it as well. But we do it without consciously making that decision, that definite decision to do it. It just becomes part of our life, part of our routine, and not something we ever forget, unless you're incredibly drunk and you're nearly unconscious and you fall into bed or fall on the floor or fall on the sofa. That's the only times that people typically won't brush their teeth. Okay? So we need to make it that way. We need to see exercise that way. You need to start seeing exercise as far more than just for getting in shape when you want to lose fat or lose weight, or you want to get toned for a photo shoot, or you want to be ready for a holiday, for the beach in your bikini or your shorts or your Speedos, if you still wear them, or for a wedding to look good in your dress or your suit. They shouldn't be the reason. They can be little motivations for, wanting to maybe step up your game a bit, maybe accelerate things a bit to get a bit more results. But you should be exercising anyway, just for the feel-good factor. It's good for your health, it's good for your movement, it's good for your joints, it's good for your posture, it's good for keeping lean and healthy, of course. It's good for longevity. It's good for so many benefits. But what it's most important for? Your mental health. This is why I say you should exercise for your mental health. And this is a message I'm putting out there consistently now for a number of years, that it shouldn't be a case of you exercising for your body shape. Don't be exercising for your body shape. Exercise for your mental health, because we live in a world where there's endless attacks on your mental health, endless. Even if it's just scrolling on social media and you're feeling bad about yourself and what you're seeing. Expectations society is putting on you, things that are said to you and done to you, your work environment, stuff that's going on in the world, current affairs, all that kind of stuff, restrictions being put on your life. There's endless things that are putting pressure on your mental health. So we should be focusing on exercising for our mental health, because exercise is massive. Exercise is literally medicine for your mind. So when you're having a tough day, the most important thing to do, even though it will be the last thing you want to do, the most important thing for you to do is to exercise. Even so, for 5, 10, or 15 minutes, because I can guarantee you, after exercising, you'll feel better. It's a guarantee. Like, you're guaranteed you're going to die. You're also guaranteed that when you exercise, you will feel better. No one finishes exercising and feels worse. You always feel better. Now, depending on the type of workout you do, you might be tired, you might be a bit sore for the resistance training workout, but you'd be satisfied that you did the workout. You feel happy within yourself, you did the workout. You'd feel, boosts of endorphins. Your self-esteem, self-image and confidence will have got a bit of a boost, even if it's only temporary. You can't avoid that. Exercise makes you feel better. It's just a reality. It's just what happens. So it's important for you to exercise for your mental health. I can't stress it enough, and especially as things have become more and more demanding and challenging in life, and more pressure from a mental health perspective, people need to exercise for that reason. And also, when you exercise for mental health, when you're exercising for that reason, what happens is you just forget about the whole thing of weight loss and fat loss and things like that. But they still happen. You will lose fat. You will get more toned. You will have improved performance if that's part of your goals. You will get fitter. You will get stronger. They all happen. But the problem is, when you're focusing on fat loss and weight loss and athletic performance, things like that, it's a lot easier to fall off the wagon, because when you just don't feel like it, you start making excuses for yourself. When you're exercising for your mental health, like it's a medicine, and you treat it that way, and you treat it as something that just has to be done, like taking a medication. Like, when people have to take a medication, they do it without even thinking. They just do it. They're told to take it once a day or twice a day, they take it religiously. There's rarely a time that people will not take medication as instructed. So why don't we do the same with things that are positive lifestyle choices, like exercise, and so many others? We should be treating them with the same respect, because that is natural medicine. Exercise is medicine for your mind, just like certain types of foods is medicine for your body and your mind as well, because what you consume feeds your brain as well, feeds your mind. So exercise for your mental health, not just your body shape. I want you to really get that into your head. Shift your mindset. Mental health, not fat loss, not diet, not body shape. Okay? Mental health. Exercise for your mental health. It will transform the way you do things. It will transform your consistency. And you will also, like I said, you will get all the benefits, as well as your mental health improving. You're feeling better in yourself, in better mood, and all that side of things. You will lose fat, you will tone up, you will get stronger, you will get fitter, you'll have better athletic performance if that's what you're into. Okay? So shift your thinking. It will make a huge difference to you. So exercise regularly for your mental health, not just body shape. Next one. Start acknowledging the positive actions you've taken instead of hammering yourself on what you've not. I'll say it again. Start acknowledging the positive actions you've taken instead of hammering yourself on what you've not. Okay, this is another issue in the world where we focus so much energy on what we haven't done, and we rarely acknowledge what we have done. Even when we've just achieved something, we typically go on to what's next. We don't even acknowledge it in the moment. I always stress to people, whenever you achieve anything, make sure you acknowledge it, make sure you celebrate it in whatever form, whether it be a food, drink, whether it be buying yourself something, give yourself some kind of experience. If you ever achieve anything in life, make sure you reward yourself, because we should have positive association with positive steps you've taken in your life, okay? But what happens to most people is, like, at the end of the day, gets the end of your day, most people are thinking about what they haven't done yet. They think of their big to-do list, which, look, everyone's to-do list is massive. It keeps getting longer and longer and longer. That's just how things are. We're in a very fast-paced life, a very demanding life, where so many people are demanding stuff of us, but we have to learn to prioritize. That's what's key. But your to-do list is constantly going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. This is why, again, you have to prioritize more and more. But what happens is, at the end of most days for people, They reflect more on what they didn't get done instead of acknowledging what they did get done. Because there won't be any day that you won't have taken some positive action. You will surely have taken some positive action unless you literally lay in bed all day doing nothing and pretty much just sleeping. So, everyone's doing something positive. Just, are you acknowledging it? Because you need to acknowledge it. It's very important to acknowledge it, because when you don't acknowledge positive action, you just feel like you're never getting anywhere. You feel like a failure. You're focusing on what you haven't got done. Stop focusing on what you haven't got done. Focus on what you have done. Now, it's a bit of a balancing act. I want you to pat yourself in the back for things you have done, but I also want you to give yourself a slap in the wrist sometimes for things you haven't done, when maybe you could have got it done, maybe you procrastinated, maybe you didn't prioritize well enough, maybe you gave too much time to something that didn't need it. There may be reasons like that. So like a slap in the wrist, just like the pat in the back, but balance them out. Don't do either to any extreme, because when you do either to an extreme, it's never beneficial to you. Okay? So you're either hammering your ego or you're boosting your ego too much. It's important to get the right balance. All right. Another thing as well that's important is in terms of over time, when you're trying to achieve something, sometimes you can feel you're not getting anywhere fast. You think, it's not happening. It's just not happening. It's not happening fast enough. Acknowledge that you were once very far away from that point. You started at a much worse point and you've got to the point you're at right now. That's why I want you to make sure that you regularly acknowledge where you were before, acknowledge the actions you've taken, acknowledge the results you've got. You've grown as a person, you've become a better person. Your life is a much better place. Aspects of your life are in a better place because of decisions and actions you've taken. So, make sure again, you're sometimes looking back on what you have done and acknowledge that instead of always hammering yourself about what you haven't done. Okay. So again, that quote, start acknowledging the positive actions you've taken instead of hammering yourself on what you've not. So positive action, positive mindset, positive words, positive energy. It's so important to bring into our lives in every aspect, and to bring into our lives as often as possible, because it is what will determine your mood and your energy and your mindset and how you impact other people. So it's really important that you do take care of yourself from that perspective, and important that you do create positivity in your life, because positivity will always drive you on to more positivity and will always drive you on to more success, more happiness, more fulfillment. And then those around you, because they will all be impacted. Anyone that touches off your life will be impacted by whether you're in a good frame of mind or a bad frame of mind. Hence why it's important for us to get as positive as we can. Now, next one. Live a life defined by what happiness means to you, not society or anyone else. This is something that's really, really important. I touched on it earlier. We all have our own perception of what we want out of life. Like, truly, if you think about it, what you want out of life. You know what will make you happy. You know what in the past has even made you happy. But we can get sucked into what society tells us happiness means, what society tells us happiness means, which is typically a particular job with a particular station or position in it. So a very high position, very demanding hours. You're working 80 hours a week, but sure, you're CEO of a company. Aren't you wonderful? You're making X amount of money. You've got a certain type of house. You've got a certain type of car. You go on a certain number of holidays a year. You've got 2.4 kids, as they say. I think that's the phrase anyway. So that's the life that is put out there as being happiness. Having $1 million is always what's put out there. So this is what people are striving for. But this isn't truly what will make people happy. Most people anyway. If they just thought about it, if you think about it, what is happiness to you? What does it mean? Because you need to break free society's version of what happiness is. Because typically it's a bar that will never be reached, because society keeps adding to that bar, it keeps adding to this vision of what happiness is, and it keeps getting harder and harder to get there if it's something you're trying to achieve. But most importantly, what it's putting out there as meaning happiness, more often than not, is not actually happiness to people. If they get to that point, they realize, actually, you know what? That hasn't made me happy. I was much happier when I had less. So, you have to do you. This is where you have to authentically be you. Always be you. Too many people are becoming literally just clones of each other. Just becoming indistinguishable between them and anybody else, because we're all striving for the same things, want to look the same way, do the same things. No one wants to stand out. No one wants to be unique. No one wants to be what's seen as like the clown or the freak, when in reality it's nearly the other way around. Individuality is being wiped out constantly. We need to stop wiping out individuality. We should be encouraging it. You need to embrace who you are. Embrace who you are always. You are a very special, unique individual. You are unique. You are an individual. You are you. Be you. Authentically be you. There's nothing more important than doing that, because when you're not authentically being you, and not being true to your values and beliefs and so on, it impacts you. It impacts how you feel, it impacts your mood, it impacts how you look at your life, it impacts your happiness, which is what matters more than anything. So it's really important that you be authentically you every opportunity you can throughout your entire life. Because when you do that, you'll be happy. You don't need stuff to be happy when you're authentically you. When you're true to your values and your beliefs, when you're pushing towards your personal vision of what you want your life to be like, because that's all that actually matters. What do you want your life to look like? It's your life, remember. It's your life to create. It's your life to design. It's your life to literally lay the bricks of, because it's your life. Make it happen. Make it happen. I can't stress that enough to you. So please live your life authentically to you and what you want out of life, and live it authentic to whatever happiness is to you. Maybe $1 million is what you want. Maybe it will make you happy. Maybe having a 20-bed mansion will make you happy. Having a speedboat, but also maybe going on camping trips every so often with your kids or your partner. Maybe just sitting in the backyard and listening to the birds and walking through the forest. There's simple things in life that'll make us happy. Focus on what happiness is to you. That's what matters more than anything. Focus on what happiness is to you. Live a life defined by what happiness means to you, not society or anyone else. Again, don't give a shit what anyone else thinks of you. Don't give a shit about what anyone else thinks of your life. Don't give a shit about what anyone else thinks of your opinions. Don't give a shit about what anyone else thinks of your hobbies, your likes, your interests. Don't give a shit about what anyone else thinks of your job. Don't give a shit about what anyone else thinks about, the way you live your life. This is so important. I can't stress that enough to you. Right. Final one for this particular episode. Each new day is a precious gift, not to be wasted, and instead to be embraced and enjoyed. Each new day is a precious gift, not to be wasted, and instead to be embraced and enjoyed. So it's like this morning, the fact you're watching this tells me that your heart is still working, your lungs are still working, and your eyes are still working, your ears at least. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it wonderful that you're in this position right this moment? When you woke up this morning, you should have been filled with gratitude that you were awake again, even in the darkest of times, because each time you wake up is another opportunity to create the life you want. Again, I can't stress enough to you that you have the power for this. You have the power to create the life you want every single day. This is why when people are wasting their lives and letting their lives just ebb away, aimlessly and not taking much action, not living their dreams, not even taking steps towards their dreams, living out of fear, staying in the safe zone. It's such a waste. It's such a frustration to see it, because every single one of us has the possibility of creating the life that we want. Every single one of us, you, me, anybody. Like I said, the people who've achieved what we see as being the top people in the world in any industry or sphere, like any type of fame, celebrity, success, they're the same as you and I. The difference is they had a dream and they would not give up on it until it became a reality. They were willing to go through walls to make it happen. Have you been up to this point? If you haven't been, you need to start. Because when you wake up in the morning, you've been given a precious gift, the most precious gift, another day to take action towards your life, another day to live the life that you want. And a few little steps, a few little action steps will create the life that you want. But you have to be willing to take them. And if you don't take them, how do you expect your life to improve? You need to start getting focused on that. You need to start focused on, again, what can I do today to make my life better? Because that's all that ever matters. That's all that ever matters. Like I say here again, each new day is a precious gift, not to be wasted and instead to be embraced and enjoyed. Embrace the day. Enjoy the day. Make it your own. Own the day. Even if bad things happen and challenges happen, embrace them and own them and turn them around. React positively. Just as much as the good things are happening, react positively to them. Create the life that you want. It's amazing you can do this. It's amazing you have that power and potential. And your potential is unlimited. Do you realize how amazing that is? Do you truly realize how amazing that is? What stops you, like most people, is you too easily make excuses. You blame something else. You bitch about stuff. You complain about stuff. Blaming is weakness. Look at yourself. Take personal responsibility for where your life is right now. Whether it be that you're completely out of shape, you're unhealthy, you're overweight, you're lethargic, you don't have any energy, your skin looks bad, your body's out of shape, you don't have much fitness, you don't like your job, you don't have much money, maybe you've lost your job, maybe your business has failed, you're in massive debt, you can barely afford to eat food, your relationships are in shit, you don't have a relationship. Wherever you are, take responsibility for where it is and just decide How can I make it better? How can I make any of those aspects better? And do it today, because the fact you woke up this morning means you had another opportunity to put things right, to grow, to develop the life that you want, to create the life that you want, to improve relationships that you have at the moment, to repair damage you've done in relationships in the past, to say sorry where it's needed, to stop making excuses, to try a new path, to try something new in terms of a job or a career or business, to earn some more money, to be creative, to feed your body what it needs instead of poisoning it, to feed it the water it needs instead of poisoning it with the wrong liquid, to feed your mind what it needs instead of poisoning it with typical media and all other kind of negative mind feed that you can consume. Every day is a precious gift. Today is a precious gift. Are you using it or are you wasting it? Because wasting it should be a sin. Wasting is one of the biggest sins you can commit, because it is so precious to be given a day. It's so precious to have today. It's so precious for you to right now be listening or watching this. Do you realize how precious it is? You need to start reminding yourself how precious it is. You need to remind yourself on a regular basis every day. And it should drive you on to make the day great. I live every day to the fullest. I live it as best I can. That doesn't mean I don't have bad days. I do. But even when I'm having bad days, I still always think, what can I do next? What can I do next? What can I do next? Rack up little wins. Take little steps forward. Days I'm really on it and feeling really, really good, it's powering forward. The main thing is that every day is precious. You've no idea how many days you're going to get. You've no idea. You might have only hours left. You could have 20, 30 years left. But the main thing is don't waste it. How many people at the end of their lives regret the life that they've lived? How many people at the end of their lives regret the way that they've lived and what they've done, what they've not done? People they haven't said sorry to, people they haven't had the relationships with they could have had, things they didn't do, risks they didn't take. Pretty much everybody. Don't be in that boat. You don't have to be. I always stress to people, live in fear of regret. It's the only fear to have. Live in fear of regret. This is why every single day you open your eyes, your heart beats blood, your lungs process oxygen, your eyes work, your ears work, your limbs work. Be thankful, be grateful, and be determined to make that day an amazing day, a progressive day, the best day it can possibly be for you. And for you as well to evolve into the best version of you. It's a lifelong process. You don't just become the best version of you just in a few days or a few weeks or a few months or a few years. It's forever, for your life. You can always keep getting better. I've been working on myself now for 27 years. No, actually, yeah, 27 years. Working on myself. Christ, that's a long time. But I have still a long way to go. I have no doubt about it. And every single day I'm always looking, how can I improve? How can I evolve into a better version of me? I'm a much better version of me now than I was 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 27 years ago. I'm a much better version of myself in so many different ways. And I would be a much better version of myself in a few months' time, in a year's time, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, in 50 years' time. I would be a much better version of myself because I'm committed to growth. I'm committed to evolving to the best version of me that I can be. And I treat every day as precious as I should treat it, because every single day is so precious. So I want you to start treating it that way. Okay? So let me read through these again. First one, doing your best is all you can ever expect and demand of yourself. Doing your best is all you can ever expect and demand of yourself. Number 2, exercise regularly for your mental health, not your body shape. Exercise regularly for your mental health, not your body shape. Number 3, start acknowledging the positive actions you've taken instead of hammering yourself on what you've not. Start acknowledging the positive actions you've taken instead of hammering yourself on what you've not. Number 4, live a life defined by what happiness means to you, not society or anyone else. Live a life defined by what happiness means to you, not society or anyone else. And the 5th one, each new day is a precious gift, not to be wasted and instead to be embraced and enjoyed. Each new day is a precious gift, not to be wasted and instead to be embraced and enjoyed. I think the main things from this week's messages are really develop a mindset where you do not give a shit about what other people think of you, and live for the moment, live for the day, live in the present. The present is a gift. Today is a gift. Maximize it, live it, enjoy it. You live once. You don't have any idea how much time you're going to get in your life, so stop wasting it. Live it fully. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Bring Back the Smile. I hope it's helped you in some way. Remember, Bring Back the Smile is about bringing back your smile, making you feel better within yourself, making you feel more confident, better self-esteem, positive self-image, have a better positive mental attitude, make you drive towards your goals every single day. make you then have an impact on other people. That's how we should live. We all can have a positive impact on other people, but it starts with ourselves. It starts with becoming good inside. So I hope this was helpful. Leave us know your feedback. Contact Lyra Media directly themselves, or else contact me directly. We love your feedback. We love your questions. We love your comments. We love your suggestions. Any suggestions, we always are open. And remember, myself and the team here at Lyra Media are here for you. We're here to deliver you the best information we can, the best shows we can. Tell us what you want. Have a good one. Keep focused. Remember, don't give a shit about what anyone thinks about you, and live life fully. Dedicated now for over 25 years to educating, motivating. I truly do hope inspiring people just like you to be the best you that you can be and to live the best life that you can have.